Like any businessman, social entrepreneurs are made. They undergo training, experience success and failures, while learning a lot of valuable lessons along the way. What sets them apart, though, is their tenacity and willingness to overcome obstacles and challenges. In their quest to make social enterprise an instrument of development, NGOs and academic institutions initiated a series of programs that nurture entrepreneurs, empowering them with the capacity to manage the complexities of real-world business while staying in focus on their social missions.
Ateneo de Manila has had a long tradition of being an active leader and participant in the social development field. Thus, it is not just logical, but more so imperative for Ateneo to take part in social entrepreneurship. These four Ateneo schools came together in 2009 to form the Ateneo Center for Social Entrepreneurship, or ACCENT. The center serves as the focal point of the university's actions for social entrepreneurship, coordinating all the activities of the different units. ACCENT intends to make a difference in the field of social entrepreneurship in three ways: through training, research, and incubation. ACCENT also intends to actively pursue local and international partnerships. This could also be the possible areas of cooperation between the academe and the business and social enterprise sectors. The school also has published a book on social entrepreneurship entitled For the People, by the People, which features 8 social enterprises, and you can get a copy of this book at the Ateneo University Press. Soon, the school will also offer Masters in Public Management with specialization in social entrepreneurship. As for the Graduate School of Business, in 2004, we created a new value proposition, which is business is not just for profit alone, but also for nation building. Eventually, the line, "Our country is our business," has become its battle cry. In 2005, this value proposition was integrated into the curriculum, not just an add-on to the courses, but as the foundation for all courses. This we do through the Mulat Diwa program. Mulat means awareness, Diwa means spirit. So the program is aimed at raising social awareness of the students. The program involves student partnership with small and medium enterprises in drafting their strategic management plan, in mentoring SMEs in financial management, working with non-profit organizations, and collaboration with the League of Corporate Foundations in developing corporate social responsibility curriculum for the undergraduate program. In 2008, we started doing research on social enterprises, and last year we launched Blue Way 2 case studies on social business enterprises. The book featured 5 enterprises and the journey of social entrepreneurs. Soon, AGSB will offer an elective course on social entrepreneurship.
Let me tell you about why a state university is focusing on entrepreneurship. What are we doing about entrepreneurship? What is our strategy and how does it work? Now, Benguet State University has a vibrant organic farming program, having declared itself as a pro-organic university way back in 2004 when it was not yet USO. Now, we have also a very active income generating unit that is based on food production and processing, and which has given BSc recognition among state universities and colleges. We have demonstrated our ability to be able to help ourselves despite our limitations within a government system. We are able to generate some funds to help augment the decrease in subsidy budget allocation from government. Way back in year 2008, the Commission on Higher Education issued CHED Memo number 14, which has set standards for agriculture education. It aims to promote innovation and entrepreneurship as part of the academic environment of the students by integrating business and management perspectives in the professional courses whenever possible. This was seen as an answer to the problem of employability of agriculture graduates by developing them to become self-reliant as well as technically competent. We do not only want to produce graduates who will become hardworking and efficient employees, but we also want our graduates who have a thorough understanding of management principles and all knowledge and skills needed to become a successful entrepreneur imbued with social responsibility. We accept aspiring entrepreneurs from our student pool and also from the existing local micro-entrepreneurs, those who do not have the capacity to start a business by themselves. We shall enhance technical transfer with entrepreneurial training. Now the BSU TBI, ATBI, is strategically located in the strawberry farms, which is found within the BSU compound at Barangay Betag, Municipality of La Trinidad, Province of Benguet. I'd like to take this chance to inform you that the La Trinidad Strawberry Farms is actually owned by the university. Pluggy. We take this location now, okay, as a plus factor in marketing the Incubate's products and services. Since this program has been institutionalized in the university, this is an issue with programs that are started by government. If they are not institutionalized as a normal program of the university, when the money goes or when the support goes or when the person who supports it goes, then the project ends. But because it has been institutionalized, it already has an organizational structure. There is an advisory board and a management council, which includes private and public representation. Again, this is quite a new idea. Now, the pre-incubatees and incubatees, as you see down at the bottom, are lodged in the organic farming, the food processing, and the marketing divisions.
The basic concept in changing mindset is about behavior change. So how do we create entrepreneurs? And the training where the psychological
approaches work towards behavior change in farmers. We focus on 4 different elements of behavior change. Farmers need new and appropriate knowledge, they need practical skills, and they need to change their attitudes about product quality and approaches for marketing. They need a supportive environment too.
So AgroEnterprise works on the logic that farmers will follow the market if they know the market, and CRS has developed different participatory approaches to walk farmers through the process. And these approaches focus on developing 5 critical skills for farmers to be successful entrepreneurs. So these are the 5 critical skills that CRS has determined, and these came out of research with the International Center for Tropical Agriculture a few years ago. First, small farmers don't have the scale to compete and deliver to large buyers. Small farmers have to organize into groups, and this means that groups have to have the management skills to do this. And this means organizing production, transparent management practices, and building cohesion among themselves. Second, they have to manage their money. How do they borrow? How do they invest and save? They need basic business skills to evaluate market prices and their costs. They need skills to adapt new technology, especially for production and processing, and they have to have the skills to manage their own natural farm assets. Farmers also need help in their marketing and negotiations. And this comes with time, and farmers are not used to negotiating prices in advance of planting or signing purchase order contracts in advance of harvest. Now about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial skills among farmers. Well, it's making them understand that AgroEnterprise is for the long term and having them put the interests of the group before their own individual interests. It's not just the hard skills about doing business and producing, but it's also about the soft skills about organizing and managing their groups. And over the years, we've come to recognize a special role for cluster leaders. For each cluster, there's a farmer leader. And we're now emphasizing the role of the farmer cluster leader as the lead entrepreneur for the group. And what makes this cluster leader? Sometimes they have a bit more skills in business. Sometimes they've been a trader's agent. They have a feel for markets and pricing, and they ask the right questions. So what's next? We're looking to grow partnerships. We have a partnership now with Xavier University. We're trying to standardize our different training programs to develop better entrepreneurial skills. We're focusing on our own staff, our different NGO partners, and the farmer cluster leaders. And we're looking towards developing a training curriculum for agro-enterprise and clustering and expanding our base of partners towards government, microfinance, and also corporate foundations.
The conference allowed participants to listen to the stories of real entrepreneurs straight from rural communities where social enterprise has taken hold. Among them is a father and son tandem behind the remarkable emergence of social enterprise in the province of Negros.
I used to believe that industrialization is the key to success of the Philippines. I was wrong. Agriculture is. I used to manufacture import substitute spare parts for sugar mills, mining, and other industries. In 1995, I was doing well. And in 1997, Asian crisis came. We were totally wiped out. That with God's grace, I could still recover. True enough, I was able to rise from the dead financially. It took us 1 year to develop this shredder suitable for vermicomposting technology. And that's how I started to be involved in agriculture. It also opened my eyes to the potential of vermicomposting technology. I believe that given proper support, this will revolutionize our agriculture industry, since we'll be creating a niche market, the organic market. With that in mind, after we have our first patent for our shredder in August 2000, we went around the Philippines promoting our shredder for vermicomposting technology and waste management program of the government. We met a lot of small farmers group, and that was the time we realized their concerns and problems. Farmers are forced to sell their product at a loss. They have no choice. Based on that, we have to find a practical, viable solution. Since 60% of the cost of production in conventional farming are inputs, if you're buying it, producing your own inputs is the most logical, practical, and viable solution, such as organic fertilizer, natural pest control, organic seeds, but most of all, most important of all, initiate a buyback program for all their products at an assured fair price. If farmers have an assured price, they could focus more on production. We could safely say this is an unprecedented and trailblazing arrangement. We also have ramp up, developed jointly with Engineer Clavio of the OST Region 6. Most of all, we have also a demo farm. Fresh Start was set to address the skepticism of most of our farmers, as to see is to believe.
Fresh Start Organic started with an ambitious desire of turning biodegradable waste into resource equipped only with vermicomposting technology. Activities was focused in buying of waste from nearby public market, poultry, piggeries, and agri-industrial waste from rice mills and sugar mills. Raw materials were used in the commercial production of vermicompost and organic fertilizer. We have identified another potential component in our business, which is organic farming. Growing organic specialty greens, vegetables, fruits, and other fresh produce that can thrive in the lowlands where our farm is located. The most viable approach to maintain supply of organic products is to transfer the technology to the small farmers. We combine the efforts of RU Foundry, Eco Agri Development Foundation, and Fresh Start, and we engage partnerships with small farmers, encouraging them to produce organic and have it certified since there is an increasing demand in the market, is that what we are doing is already part and parcel of the social enterprise innovations. We don't interpret profit only in terms of money, but on social and environmental benefit. We also measure how many jobs we provided, how many small farmers benefited from our system, how many families have indirectly benefited by our efforts, how many consumers had access to healthy and safe foods, how many tons of chemicals and toxic substances have we saved from being dumped into the environment because of our commitment to organic agriculture.
In 1952, 7 years after the war, the Good Shepherd Sisters started their mission in the Cordillera. So we started our mission there in 1952. The children we used to help in 1952 were orphans from the war. They were troubled teenagers whose parents were more troublesome. That's why their children were in trouble. And we also had emotionally and economically challenged young people. So we were taking care of orphans, troubled teenagers, emotionally and economically challenged youth. Now, how do you feed 120 girls? So, Sister Carmel, by divine providence, had an inspiration, as who said this morning, from heaven. She did her novitiate in Los Angeles, California, and she had a recipe for strawberry jam that she learned in the novitiate, because it's part of our training. So she and the girls started to make strawberry jam in a small-scale volume. So why strawberry jam? Because that is what is plentiful in the mountains. Strawberries grew in Baguio. And if you make jam, you can have strawberries way beyond the season. So, as the demand of the products increased beyond the capacities of the sisters, they had to learn and adapt, experiment, consult experts, seek help. Our secrets are discipline in production, cleanliness, orderliness, good manufacturing practices, commitment, dedication, perseverance, teamwork, innovation, sharing our blessings, and value formation. Going into business was not the foremost intention of the sisters. Their only desire was to develop the value and the dignity of work so that they could be self-sufficient and self-reliant. Yung sariling pawis, sariling sikap, hindi nagpapalimos. We wanted to instill this in the students, in the girls. Now you have to work to feed yourselves.
From the other end of the spectrum is an entrepreneur involved in high-tech solar energy products. His experience in the corporate world gave him the impetus to go into social enterprise, where he discovered that he could directly contribute to the uplifting of poor and marginalized communities.
I guess, all of these experiences kind of led me to social business. And the organization that we created is a group called, the Hybrid Social Solutions. But basically, marrying the best of, kind of the commercial world, with the best of the civil society world, and finding a way to have an organization that's working on social issues in a sustainable way. How? What's the focus? What's the angle? So for us, the way that we frame the issue and what we would like to work on is around the notion of access, right? If you think about it, here in Manila, we have everything that we need, right? We have electricity, we have water, but many rural communities, and of course 80% of the poor live in rural communities, do not have access to very basic things that they need to develop. The way we see things is that we're trying to build a bridge so that these communities have access to the products that they need to develop. So it could be solar appliances, it could be eyeglasses. A lot of people, can't read and work because they don't have eyeglasses. Cook stoves, water purifiers. There are many, many innovative solutions out there. The trick is you have to, you need somebody to design it, you need somebody to manufacture it, you need somebody to distribute it, Many of these products are a bit on the expensive side, so you need somebody to finance it, hulugan, right? You need to train people how to use it, and you need technical support when it breaks. At the end of the day, especially in a poor country, you run into communities, and you have to address the issues of the communities. Why are they bombing the reef? It's because they need fish today. Unfortunately, by bombing the reef, they have no fish tomorrow, right? But because you have to address their current needs in order to do that.
In developing the next generation of social entrepreneurs while nurturing the present crop of this new breed of businessmen and women, academic institutions and NGOs found it increasingly important to collaborate. The values of research and academic discipline can be combined with the proven successes and techniques from the field. Such combination can contribute to the development of social enterprise in the country, while its core of finely educated and well-experienced businessmen taking on the challenges and objectives of this new business model.